Call of Duty. It's a series people love to play, love to hate, and love to predict the death of. Every single year, without fail, someone will say, "This is it. This is the one where the series finally falls off." They'll call it stale. They'll say it's repetitive. They'll argue that people are moving on. And yet, when the next entry drops, the same thing happens. Millions of players show up on day one. The servers light up. The sales charts are topped. And suddenly, the conversation shift from Call of Duty is over to "see you in the lobby tonight." Here's the truth that a lot of people don't like to admit. Call of Duty isn't going anywhere. Not next year. Not the year after. Not in the foreseeable future. It's too big, too ingrained, too much a part of gaming culture. And honestly, it's reached a point where it's more like FIFA than most people want to acknowledge. Now, I know that might sound like a strange comparison at first. One is a first-person shooter about modern and futuristic warfare. The other is a football game. But when you look at how both series operate, how they survive year after year, the parallels are undeniable. First off, both franchises have something most games will never achieve: cultural saturation. Call of Duty isn't just a game, it's an event. It's a ritual for millions of players around the world. For some, buying the latest COD each year is as natural as picking up the latest FIFA. They don't need to think about it. It's on their gaming calendar, part of their routine. The same way football fans expect a new FIFA every year, shooter fans expect a new Call of Duty. Of course, both games get criticized for being the same every year. People roll their eyes and call them reskins. They complain about recycled ideas, about how little changes from one entry to the next. And you know what? There's some truth to that. But here's why it works. They both perfected the formula their audiences want. FIFA players aren't asking for a completely different game every year. They want updated rosters, small gameplay tweaks, and a familiar feel of football. COD players the same. They want that fast-paced gunplay, the kill streaks, the satisfying progression loop. They want the comfort of familiarity with just enough new content to keep it interesting. Another reason Call of Duty isn't going anywhere is accessibility. You don't have to be a hardcore gamer to enjoy it. You can hop on for 20 minutes, play a few matches, and feel satisfied. You can take it seriously as a competitive shooter or treat it as a casual hangout game with friends. That broad appeal is exactly what keeps FIFA alive. It's easy to learn, hard to master, and endlessly replayable. COD hits those same beats perfectly. Then there's the social pull, and this is a big one. Your friends are on Call of Duty. Your coworkers are on Call of Duty. That cousin you haven't spoken to in months might suddenly invite you to a lobby. Even people who say they've quit the series often end up back, because it's the easiest way to connect with their gaming circle. FIFA has that same hook. You don't just play it for the game, you play it because that's where your people are. Timing also plays a massive role. FIFA has the football season to keep it relevant year after year. Call of Duty has a holiday season launch window, where it absolutely dominates sales charts. It's become part of the yearly rhythm of gaming. Even people who don't follow the series closely know when COD season is coming. That kind of tradition is incredibly hard to break. Even when a particular entry gets mixed reviews, the brand power is so strong that it sells millions anyway. Players might complain about maps, about balancing, about microtransactions, but they still log in. They still buy the battle passes. They still check out the seasonal updates. And when the next game drops, curiosity takes over and the cycle resets. Here's the part a lot of critics overlook. Call of Duty is no longer just a game series in the traditional sense. It's a platform. With the introduction of Warzone, integration between yearly releases, and the constant live service updates, COD has become an always-on ecosystem. That's something FIFA has also leaned into with modes like Ultimate Team. It's about keeping players engaged year-round, not just the first few months after launch. And while both franchises get flack for monetization, it's hard to deny the effectiveness. People keep spending because they keep playing. You might think that constant criticism would hurt the series, but if anything, it keeps it in the conversation. Call of Duty is always being talked about, good or bad, which means it's always relevant. Now, does that mean every Call of Duty release is a masterpiece? Of course not. Some years are weaker than others. Some experiments don't land. But the beauty of being this big is that one stumble doesn't kill the franchise. They can always bounce back with the next release. FIFA operates under the same safety net. No matter how much people complain, the player base is too massive, too invested, to walk away completely. So when people ask, when will Call of Duty finally end, the honest answer is probably never. Not in the way they expect. It might evolve. It might shift focus. It might integrate even more with Warzone and live service models. But disappear? Fade away completely? That's not going to happen. It's too woven into the fabric of modern gaming. In the end, Call of Duty is like FIFA. It's a yearly tradition, a reliable social hub, and a comfort game for millions. You can criticize it. You can skip certain years. You can even swear off it entirely. But the moment the right trailer drops, the moment your friends start talking about squad nights, it's hard to resist jumping back in. And that's the magic of a franchise that's not just surviving, but thriving, no matter how many times people predict its demise.